Okay, well, good morning, folks. We're here to do a public information meeting this morning. My name is Jim Windsor. I'm counselor for District 8, and as counselor for District 8, any public information is required. In this district, I would usually chair unless I wasn't available, which is not very often. And so this morning we have an agenda related to a property on Commercial Street, and it is a garage, and that the proponent would like to convert into apartments. And our planner is with us this morning, Jeremy Banks, who will explain the project in more detail, its location and the like. And he will also be doing a presentation of what the proponent has in mind. And because we're still not free and clear of COVID, this is being done on WebEx. It will be posted, and instead of the usual respondents sitting in the audience to offer comments, they will have the opportunity to provide comments to the posted public information meeting and its contents, including the presentation. Uh, so, um, and the proponent, because he felt that he didn't have more to offer than what Will has in the presentation. Will not be joining us. There's usually an opportunity, always an opportunity for the proponent to add to the presentation provided by the planner. But today he is comfortable that our planner has it well in hand. And with that, we will turn it over to our applicant or to our planner, and Jeremy, and he will present the project and add any other information at this time that he feels is necessary.
And thank you, Councillor Windsor. I'm just going to load up a slideshow here. And as Councillor Windsor mentioned, this is a public information meeting regarding a development agreement for the applicant, Robert Coldwell, and the property located at 9347 Commercial Street in New Minas. The agenda, as Councillor Windsor mentioned, was he did a wonderful welcome and introductions. I'm going to do a presentation and we'll shortly do a conclusion and adjournment. This video and this public information meeting will be posted online for 30 days to ensure the public has the opportunity to comment. And those comments inform our process going forward. The purpose of this meeting is to inform the public of the application, to explain the planning policies that enable this application to occur, and to receive preliminary feedback. No opinions have been formed on this application at this time, and no decisions will be made at this time. We do require your feedback. As I mentioned earlier, this is for a development agreement to enable additional dwelling units within 9347 Commercial Street within a separated building. And the problem is that general commercial zones, which this property is currently zoned, only allows additional residential units within a commercial building. This property is located in the municipality of Kings County in New Minas on the corner of Bonavista and Commercial Street, or near the corner of Bonavista and Commercials. It is currently within a commercial designated area, and you can see it's adjacent to a residential designated area just to the north, the lighter pink color. And it is currently zoned C1, general commercial. And again, it's adjacent to residential areas and near C6, a more intense commercial zoning. Now, as I mentioned, general commercial zones only allow residential units within commercial buildings as of right. However, we do permit uses not otherwise permitted in our land use bylaw in general commercial zones through a development agreement. However, in such a development agreement, council shall consider only by development agreement in all commercial zones proposals for developments that are not otherwise permitted or cannot meet applicable zone standards. And council, in evaluating such development agreements, shall be satisfied that the condition that prevents the proposal from being permitted as of right in the designation is addressed, which may include enhanced buffering and or the positioning and design of buildings and structures. Other policies state that council shall consider if the proposal is for a residential use or mixed use. Council must be satisfied that the residential component of the proposal has a compact built form and does not consist of low density housing forms, including but not limited to 1 and 2 unit dwellings. And if the proposal is oriented to the street and contributes to a vibrant and active streetscape, and if the proposal incorporates pedestrian friendly features into the design. And they will also ensure that the proposal meets the general development agreement criteria set out in section 5.3 of the municipal planning strategy. Section 5.3 includes policy 5.36, which states council shall consider proposals to enter into a development agreement pursuant to the Municipal Government Act on the terms and conditions set forth in the MPS, and that a development agreement shall specify the development, expansion, alteration, or change permitted, and that it will specify the conditions under which the development may occur. 5.37 continues to state that council shall ensure that development agreement proposals are in keeping with the intent of the municipal planning strategy, that the council shall consider the financial impact on the municipality. It shall also consider the land use compatibility of the proposal, the adequacy and proximity of schools, recreation, and community facilities, as well as the potential for traffic hazards or congestion because of the proposal. Other considerations by council include the adequacy of fire protection, the adequacy of sewer and water services, the potential for flooding or serious drainage problems, and the negative impacts on well fields or other groundwater supplies. Continuing, council also considers the pollution potential, including soil erosion, the negative impacts on lake water quality when applicable, the negative impacts on neighboring farming operations when applicable, and of course the suitability of site, looking at the grades, the soils, the geological considerations, as they may or may not be critical. As part of this process, there are multiple planning meetings. This public information meeting is the first step in this process. And following this public information meeting and any feedback from the public, staff, myself, will create a report and review. That staff report will be presented to the Area Advisory Committee. And following that recommendation, the report will then be provided to and presented to the Planning Advisory Committee. Following that, there's a first reading, public hearing, a second reading, and a 14-day appeal period. And adjacent properties will be notified with before the public hearing happens, so that if they continue to have interest and are following this particular situation, you can read the reports and continue and participate in that public hearing with your additional comments and feedback. In the meantime, if you do have comments and questions, this video will be posted online for 30 days. And you can comment on the video on YouTube, or you can email or phone me directly. I work at the County King's office, and I am in the office 9 to 5, or 8:30 to 4:30, Monday through Friday. And you can call me at 902-690-6150, or email me jbanks@countyofkings.ca. And with that, I will hand it back to you, Councillor Windsor, for a conclusion.
Thank you, Jeremy. And just to mention again, the analysis to date by staff is not on whether the agreement should or should not be put in place. It was just to determine that we have good grounds to put forward the proposal to consider an agreement. No decisions have been made on the applicant's request. So that's important. And the next step would be for your feedback to come in, and then the analysis will be completed to present it to public planning advisory committee. I just encourage you to do that, and we thank you today for participating by providing your comments back either in by phone or through the email. Thank you.
Thank you again.